JaLynn, if you give me an audio. Hello, hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Now, is that your distance? Get comfortable. Or you're going to be talking to Susan.
Say hey.
Hey. Hi.
But you may
That's
not
how they
do
say
this.
it in North
You
Carolina.
may just do this as
Okay.
you're talking. Okay.
All right.
So
All
that
right.
might.
All right.
What do you think?
Where in
What if
Texas
we're
did
right
you
here?
grow up?
Okay,
Will this work
I'm
here?
finding my zone. Is this right?
Yeah, you get your zone.
Hey, what's up?
Where did you grow up?
Midland.
Okay, so you get that West Texas accent.
Yes, I do.
Well, hopefully, I think
The more
that,
cocktails I drink, the more I'm West Texas. What can I say?
Put those extra syllables in there.
Yes, I do.
Hios.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. But I try hard. I try hard to not have an accent, but I think it's impossible because I still live
why
in Texas.
not be you? Enjoy your accent. We love it.
There you go. Just embrace it.
Now, understand, we're promoted locally, but we're heard globally.
I know that.
So, somebody from Odessa may call you. Somebody,
No, it's Odessa.
There
Okay, you may get a call from somebody from Odessa, but we may get a call from somebody from Odessa, Russia. So,
Well, okay.
It could happen. All right. Okay,
Great.
friends. See how comfortable it is to record.
Okay.
And I just want you to see how natural it is. All we're doing is using our iPad, and we have got this set up with a stand. It's an iPad Air that I got from Joy Factory. So very simple setup here, and
Okay.
we're just going to record it, and so you get to see all the unedited, because I don't go to any extra trouble. I want you to start taking advantage of media for you, and if I inspire you to do that, I've done my job in this world. All right.
So when we talk here and we talk here.
Like they're with us.
All right.
We love you.
Alrighty, we can do that.
okay, let's put some rock in this roll.
Well, hello there. This is Susan Hamilton, and you're listening to the OffBeat Business Show. Thank you so much for sharing your valuable lunch hour with us. You don't know how much we appreciate you. And friends, we believe we represent you. We are talking to the 80% of American small business that are family-owned businesses of 9 employees or less. Yeah, folks, that's the majority. That means most of us are building our businesses while we're raising our kids, taking care of our parents, a lot of times both, right? And we're either working with a veteran that's helped us really knock it out of the ballpark with their skill and their discipline, or possibly they're struggling with reintegration after deployment. And those things can really jack your focus up, can't they?
Absolutely.
And more, we are realizing that at least 30% of us are struggling with addicts in our family or our workspace. It's becoming a harsh reality here in 2016. So when we're talking to you, we're bringing it in short and sweet, giving you something that you can use today. And our March focus is on publishing. And I have got, check it out, JaLynn West from our community magazine agreed to be on our show today. So I'm very excited to have JaLynn. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this invitation, Susan.
Oh, it's exciting. When you were talking about all the amazing things that Southern Denton County is doing, and the repeat audience that you've got for our community magazine, which on video you can see it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's a very professional job. Do you do all the photography on the cover?
Yes, I do the cover photography. I don't do all the photography inside the magazine.
Okay.
That's impossible. Plus, there's a lot of photographers out there who want the opportunity, so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to help people create opportunities to grow their business and to build our community. So I'm not jealous if someone wants to jump in there and help me with my photography. Trust me.
We need to know what our resources are, but you are a significant resource, and
Thank you.
business owners really need, what I'm hoping that I do here is help them see throughout our month of March shows how important it is to have a strong, recognizable, familiar brand through the wise use of media and publishing and all those things that can be done today.
You know, I was listening to your other interview with Kathy, and what you said was true. You have to be so careful of your message and how you project and what you set out there, because it can be misconstrued so easily. And so I think that there's a sense of you have to figure out your black, your white, and what's a permissible gray. But in saying that, once you can channel that understanding and that energy, the sky's the limit. it's amazing what you can do and how many lives you can change and how you can improve the quality of life, or maybe even just possibly make someone's day because you have a good story in there, a story about someone who's overcome something, or
It's so true.
just conquered something, that conquered their fear,
Mhm.
or just helped someone in some amazing way. And so I think that's why I decided that I needed to publish. I'll be honest and say, I mean, I would love to say that, everything has been rosy in my life, but you know what? It has not.
Do you mean?
Seriously, no, my
But it has
gosh,
not
it's
been
not always
perfect?
been rosy in my life. And I
Oh,
will
my
tell you, I will
goodness.
have to admit that for 2 very long years, my husband and I were unemployed. And I have never in my life not been able to find work. And in that 2 years, I learned so many things. And one of the things that I learned was that this is still America.
Amen.
There are still businesses that thrive even in a downward economy, and
The best ones do.
and it redefined my marriage in so many wonderful ways. And I wanted to also help other people. So what we did, we decided that with our skill set that we were going to publish a community magazine. Our area is still growing and thriving, and people need affordable advertising.
Yeah.
They need that feel good when they read and when they hear things, because usually we hear a lot of the bad. Well, how about if we hear a lot about the good?
Oh, if that's
What a concept!
Take that away. That's a soundbite you need, because right now, it's interesting you said that. I was at the state capitol, probably about a year and a half ago for a rally, and we got an opportunity to speak to our legislators. And we were there.
What a wonderful experience!
It was, and we were there to talk about something specific. But I learned as I'm having this conversation, this man tells me, who will remain unnamed. He says, Susan, that's a great idea. He says, I hear you. We all hear you. I want you to know everybody up here knows what the problems are. He says, we see the problems. Finding the problems isn't hard. And I promise you, if you are connected on Facebook, if you're connected on Nextdoor.com, you know that people got problems and what they are. I mean, it's not impossible. The issue is when you have solutions, if you're keeping them to yourself, if you're only great at your solutions at the kitchen table or at the living room sofa during the football game, you have just stolen from the rest of us, because those solutions are hugely important. As a matter of fact, our legislators can't do jack without your great solutions. So will you take the time to write the letter? Will you take the time to make the phone call? So the solution-oriented approach is absolutely what the OffBeat Business Show and Magazine is doing, and we believe that we can make a difference, especially within that 80% segment, which I believe you also target.
I do. And you know what excites me when I hear you say these things, Susan, is that there's so many people that, you think, well, the problems are just too big. I can't possibly make a difference. I'm just one voice. Or even, why would I vote? It's just one vote. How can it make a difference? But you know what? That is just the opposite of how you should think. And when you publish, and I would say one of the drives that I had to do this is that it gives me such a strong voice.
Yes, and a strong brand.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
And so, and it is the same with what you're doing, because it empowers people to get their message out there in a strong and real way. And it's not 20th century business anymore. And people who don't understand that and haven't made the transition are getting lost in the shuffle. They don't understand, well, why is it that we were doing this very same thing and it was so successful, let's say even 10 years ago, and it's not working now because communication has changed.
And how many of those people, JaLynn, in your journeys through the community as you're talking to them, aren't making that step they need to take? I find, oh my gosh, those are the ones I want to reach. And when I talk to other B2B companies, so many of them say, well, we don't touch businesses like that because some people just don't want to do anything with themselves. And I go, wait a minute. There's an unveiling of an understanding that we can be a part of.
So what we have to do, we have to see ourselves as the educators.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the approach that I take.
Yes.
Not everyone wants to learn, but if you don't learn, and if you're not willing to embrace the new and embrace the direction that the media is going, you might as well just plan your retirement. And hopefully it'll be a good one and you've learned how to save money and invest well. Good luck with that. I wish you the best of luck with that.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us, we want to learn and we want to improve. And I love to see the dynamics and what you're doing and your outreach. And I'm thrilled that you reached out to me and allowed me this opportunity because it's, you know, anyone can do it. You have to take that chance. You have to take that risk. Yeah, you could fail or not. And even if you fail, you'll probably figure out what you need to do to make it better and improve. And that's what we all do. Life is such a journey.
Yeah, yeah. It really is. And the reason that you appeal to me is so much, and I can't wait to share you, is because I want to be known for sharing the business resources that are getting things done in the community today. That's you, darling.
Thank you.
You are kicking it all over southern Denton County, and I hope that, I don't know your business plan and how far you want to take over the world, but your approach is rather beautiful. And
Thank you.
know, and you have set it up in such a way, and I encourage you to do this because it's one thing to go out and reach out to businesses that you don't know and talk about what you offer and what you can do for them. But wow, what if you build a relationship?
Well, it's all about
what
building
if you
the relationship.
What if you build a
Right.
relationship? Now all of a sudden you're really just sharing an opportunity. It's quite different, isn't it?
Exactly. And I like with our clients, I like to help them understand how they can build their business and not just rely on me, because now there's so much that we can do on our own. They have got to have a social media presence. I don't care if you believe in it or not. You know, I don't care if you believe in gravity or not. It's still there. You have to just accept it. So what can you do if you don't want to post about your cousin's baby's, you know, new shirt or whatever? You don't have to. You can be very business oriented with what you do, but definitely have a strategy in mind. Don't just be random, but then also have fun with it. I think business is a lot more fun today.
Business is more fun, and if we had all felt that way sometimes I think about my grandpa. You know, he was born in 1904, and
Wow.
he went from having a candle in his bedroom to having a light bulb, right? He saw that. He went from a horse and buggy out in the country to having a Model A. I watched that. I remember the discussions when everybody was talking about that crazy thing about a phone in your hand that could actually watch television. Remember when people talked about that? Like that was something.
It's like, well, that'll be the day.
You know, and things change. Well, what if we had there's so many people that are resistant to that next change, and I think that's the best word.
I think they're afraid of change.
They are, and I think the word to me, that's the only application evolution belongs, because I believe in one creator. But when we're talking about evolution, the evolution of what's happened in marketing, we had to embrace television at some point.
We
as
did.
awkward as it was.
Absolutely.
We had to embrace all those. Remember that at one point somebody had to write their name across the side of their vehicle, right? And drive around town.
Well, and they still do that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But
but we have to start
there's so
somewhere.
much.
And the
Absolutely.
resistance, if we can get past it, JaLynn, if we can have an approachable conversation and help our audience see that there are resources out there that we want to help you do the same thing we're doing.
Absolutely. And I think that once you evolve from the fear of change, good things begin to happen. And if not, you're just going to stagnate and you're not going to get anywhere. And you know what? Simply, I think you're going to stop enjoying life. And if life isn't fun, honestly, why bother? We've got enough heartaches. We've got enough things that we have to go through. And I've personally experienced joy in the midst of sorrow. And I will tell you that with my magazine and being able to tap into helping other people, it has helped me through some hard times. And I hope that this magazine can also help other people, because we all have our challenges.
Well, you're definitely the pioneer in that area, and you're kicking it. I mean, to
Thank
set
you.
such a great example, I think, does help, because one day JaLynn won't be publishing the magazine, and what is going to be left are all these beautiful magazines that somebody's going to run across, and somebody's going to say, you know what a great idea. I think I'm going to do this. And we just don't know how far they go. Seriously, whether it's the published work, just lasts. It just
I
does.
think it does.
And you don't know where you're gonna run into it and who you're going to impact with what you do, but be available in people's preferred way, however that is. And like JaLynn's saying, then make sure you're sharing that on social media so that other people get to see it. And don't be afraid to embrace it. Friends, we're about to go to break. Are you enjoying JaLynn as much as I am?
Thank you.
I certainly hope so. Hey, listen, you're listening to Susan Hamilton. This is the Offbeat Business Show, and we're going to hear from our sponsors. And when we get back, we're going to talk to JaLynn a little bit more. Would you like that? Because I think that would be cool.
Sure.
I'm
excited.
I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to show what she's doing, because we haven't even talked about how she features her people. So coming up.
Okay, thank you.
Good. We're clear. Everybody sounds good? How you feeling now? Less nervous?
I'm
Are you
fine. You
mentally-
know what? I used to teach fifth graders, so
Okay.
compared to that, anything is easy.
So you're mentally limber.
Sure.
Okay. You ready for segment 2?
All right, so I haven't heard from the other ladies, and they may be in. Oh, 2:30 is when they'll be here. We're fine. Groovy, groovy.
Grooviness.
Ready?
Okay.
It looks great.
Thank you.
Well, hello there. This is Susan Hamilton. We're back, and you're listening to the Offbeat Business Show, and I'm talking with JaLynn West of our community magazine, kicking total fanny up there in at Southern Denton County in the business community. Her circulation for this magazine is amazing, and I believe this is a monthly publication, isn't it?
It's a quarterly publication,
Quarterly, okay.
which makes it easier to achieve.
Yeah. You're covering a lot of ground here.
I do. I cover a lot of ground, and you have no idea how much just 32 pages, how much work 32 pages is to publish quarterly. But we do it, and we reach a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear you. No, ours is anywhere from 32 to 46 and what have you. And I hear you. It is. They're just getting that
People
all together.
have no
do you
idea.
do your own? Do you outsource your layout?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's so
Me
talented.
too. Yeah.
I'm thrilled to have the talent that I have. We have a community team of people who contribute. We have community writers, photographers. I have graphics. I have someone who helps me with delivery, because it's crazy to try and do all that by myself.
Oh, yeah.
But when we started, of course, it was me, myself, and my husband.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been able to grow since then, and it's the outreach has been wonderful.
You know, I was noticing how you approach, and that's what I wanted to make sure we talked about.
Okay.
I wanted to share this with you because, as we've been mentioning, there are so many different ways to approach what's going on in how to use this media, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we all know it. It's not cookie cutter. It's not a
Right.
one-size-fits-all. There are ways to go about it, and JaLynn has chosen to go about it doing small business spotlights is what it looks like to me.
I
Is
love
that
it.
how
That's
you would describe it?
Yes, that's my
Yeah.
favorite piece to the magazine is we do business spotlights, and
Look at that picture. I love that.
well, that's not a business spotlight. That is just me.
Well, that's
But thank you. So what I love to do is I love to tell people's story. You know, when you just see a graphic, it doesn't necessarily make you want to pick up the phone or to get online and communicate with that person. But when you read their story and you find something that you relate to, whatever it is, that is the connection that says, you know what? I think I'd like to try this person for health insurance. I think I'd like to try, oh, this person is an artist. Well, that's amazing. She can do pet portraits, you know. So I love to tell those stories. So we offer a nice package where it's a business spotlight. There's photography that goes with it. There's they're interviewed. There's links to their websites. Do that through newsletters, our website, social media, and by social media, of course, it's so much more than just Facebook. So, and then also in print. So it's, there's so many different ways that we reach people, and then they get to take this piece, and that is their marketing tool. They can put that on their website if they want to. They should.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy if they didn't.
We encourage the same thing. It is important because it's a third-party endorsement by the time it goes through your magazine, and there's a lot of wisdom to that.
It's so, there's two different ways of promoting your business. You can tell people how great you are, or you can let someone else tell them how great you are. And you know what? We usually listen to the other person who's telling people how great we are more than the person who says, I'm so wonderful. So that's what the Business Spotlight does. It's part of what it achieves.
So what other, tell us more about your magazine. So you've got business spotlights, and
we have business spotlights. We do, we also feature a lot of our nonprofits in southern Denton County.
I hope you've got CCA in there.
Oh, absolutely. They're a wonderful
Let's
nonprofit.
give them a quick plug.
Yay, we love CCA.
Love CCA.
It's amazing the outreach and how many people that they help, and on so many different levels.
They'll feed you, make sure you can find clothes,
They do.
furniture,
Absolutely.
education,
Find you a home.
health. They'll get you wellness. They do so many things for people that are living at a struggling at their financial level.
Yes, they do.
Schools, elderly. My stars.
Their outreach is amazing.
Yeah. So if you don't know who CCA is, I believe that's ccahelps.org.
I believe that's right.
Okay, I believe it's so. Just know that that's a Christian community action, and they're pretty fantastic. We actually covered them in I believe our October magazine.
Did you? Oh, that's wonderful. And there are so many other wonderful nonprofits that I love to volunteer for and to feature. One of them, one of my favorites is the Women of Flower Mound, and we are one of the oldest nonprofits in Flower Mound, and it's a women's organization. We not only raise money for scholarships, we actually raise money for a lot of the other nonprofits in the area. We have our annual fashion show on April the 23rd.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It's so much fun.
So how can our audience find out
fashion.
about that?
Okay,
You can just go to womenofflowermound.org and find out information. We would love for you to come and participate. We have sponsorship opportunities. If you or your kids love to model, I'm actually in charge of the modeling of finding our models for us. I co-chair, and so anyway, it's going to be so much fun. And then the other one, the Louisville Chamber has, if you want to be inspired as a woman, or if you're a really smart guy and you want to get inspired by women, we have the Louisville Chamber has, the women's division has our women's business conference on April the 1st. Now, this is going to be exciting. We have inspirational speakers. We have opportunities here. And it's called, our theme is Agents of Change. So, because, as women, when we come in, we don't just come in and stand in the background. We come in and we change it all up and we make things better. Sorry, guys, but, it's just kind of how we see things and how we do things. And, I'm telling you, behind every great man, there is a woman back there. Trust me, there is a woman back there who's making it better. I'm just saying. So anyway, that is April the 1st, and you can go to louisvillechamber.org and find out more information about that.
Oh, I believe I will be. That sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Yes.
That's great. So you feature nonprofits, you do business spotlights, and it seems like the advertising is very tasteful.
Thank you.
It's not a majority, but at the same time, you can find what you need within the community.
Absolutely.
Very easily.
And it's so important to have content in there. I hate to read the magazines where it's just ads.
Right.
And there's barely any content. Mm-hmm. So we do our best to create content and find content within the community. And I think that's why people dig our magazine.
And they do, because you are going back month after month and replenishing these magazines.
Yes,
and
we are.
They want more.
Yes, that's part of my workout plan too.
I would say, that'll do it, no doubt. So how long have you been doing it, JaLynn?
We just celebrated 5 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It was a very long 5 years. But, I look back on it now and I had an idea, and it's amazing the evolution of an idea and where it takes you, because you think you know what you're going to do. You think you know what your journey is going to be, and then along the way there are twists and turns, and then here you are. And so I love it, and I have no idea where I'm going to be with the magazine in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling it'll be much, much more than print, because print is relevant and powerful, but the other communication methods are even more powerful.
Well, the amplification is so nice right now, but there is something about having that hard copy, because
There
I'm
is.
her. I'm the one that'll, when I'm sitting and waiting, I'm her. You won't catch me on my phone, even though I produce a digital magazine. You don't catch me on my phone just doing that, because I like this, and then I like to look up. I like to look at people, and I like to talk to people. I like to annoy the ones that are looking into their phone and see if they'll have a conversation with me, because I don't think that's dead.
Most of them
like to
will.
communicate.
Right, most of them
Yeah.
will. You have to find something in there so that they'll actually respond to you. But I enjoy it too, and I really appreciate the time that you've taken here to let me come on your show and tell you about our groovy little magazine and wonderful community that Southern Denton County is. We moved there 26 years ago, and we moved out to the country in Flower Mound, and there was nothing there. And
You can't say that today.
no, oh my God, so much it's just the area's grown up, and I feel like, in a sense, although I was an adult, I feel like in a sense that I've grown up there, because everything that's really relevant now, most of it I would say has come from this part of my life, this aspect of my life, and I love it. I love giving back to my community.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that you've got deep roots there, developing those relationships with those other business owners. So what do you, can I just ask you one question?
Sure.
As far
I
as,
think.
yeah,
Yes.
I know.
No,
Well, the cross
absolutely.
promoting of these businesses, these business owners in that community, I imagine they appreciate getting to know each other, and
Absolutely.
and really enjoying that. So you've developed really a culture along with this magazine. It wasn't
Yes.
just putting the magazine together. You've really decided to give it a culture and grow it and nurture it and frame it.
Absolutely, and you know what? Thank you for noticing that. It just became part of the package. I had no idea that that's what was going to happen, but it did. Some of it stemmed from I just got so tired of seeing negativity, and seeing I don't know, that there wasn't a collaboration, that it was all competition. And so,
Big mistake.
Yes, absolutely. So in the spirit of collaboration, it's amazing how many people we've helped, and it's just kind of grown exponentially. And I can't take credit for it. It's just a wave that's caught, and it's growing, and it's very exciting to see.
That's really nice. That's what,
Thank
JaLynn,
you.
you are just so pleasant. You are absolutely
Aw,
delightful.
Thank you, sweetie.
So how can our audience find out more about you, and do you have space for them? Do you have any room for those guys in Southern Denton County in your magazine?
Absolutely. We have space for you, trust me. You can go to our website, which is always enhanced and under construction, because that's what websites are, but it's ourcommunitymagazine.com. Find us socially, Our Community Magazine. You can find me on Facebook, JaLynn West with a capital L. Let's see, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, I don't know, Twitter, we're
Very
just
cool.
out
Well, I
there.
didn't know you're on Twitter. I'm a Twitter
Yes,
freak. I love
yes.
Twitter, so you and I'll connect on
Okay,
Twitter.
wonderful.
I enjoy that.
Thank
So
you.
tell me, because I like the in and out, the quick conversation of Twitter. It doesn't have to take.
No.
That's one thing I like about it. It doesn't have to suck up all your
No,
time. You
no.
go in, get out, and you developed a relationship.
That's right.
Over time, and that's worth it. Do you have a phone number you'd like to share?
I do. It's 214-497-6579.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Friends, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you reach out
Thank
to
you.
JaLynn West and Our Community Magazine. I hope you take a few moments to look through that magazine, order it, see what she's doing, because this matters in community. And as we've mentioned throughout this interview, there are so many different approaches to how you can how you can use a magazine to create a culture in your community of people that are doing. See now, did you notice that now not only did she get the business aspect together, but she's now able to share those nonprofits. And do you think about how much that's amplified that nonprofit message to the referral base that actually can do something about those needs and purposes? That is a huge, huge thing. That's exactly what we're doing here with the OffBeat Business Show and Magazine. So get connected with us, and know that you can find our lineup, this replay. You can get our magazine at offbeatbusiness.com. You'll be able to find all of JaLynn's contact information on her replay page, so you can share it with your friends over and over and over again. By the way, don't forget to download our app. You can find all of this at offbeatbusiness.com. This has been Susan Hamilton on the OffBeat Business Show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.